Oh, good afternoon. So I just was down in Costa Mesa and I was protesting the treatment of those young students that probably just in jest gave the Roman salute. Um, just a few basic thoughts here that occurred to me when I've seen some of the different arguments going back and forth. If you've ever studied programming or if you understand anything about computer hardware, you'll understand via the Vault 7 leak and different things we know from our own monitoring programs of our own intelligence services, as well as Israel's ability to see everything that our intelligence services sees, that anyone who has ever visited even the most, in the least bit woke site is already known. Um, as George Lincoln Rockwell said, there's no sneaking up on the Jews. And he said this in the 60s because they were so good at keeping tabs on anyone that might be on their way to any type of power, whether it be corporate or in publishing or in the government or in the military. He said there's no sneaking up on the Jews. You won't be allowed anywhere near power if you're woke because they're going to know. Now, we have these programs of surveillance now. If you know about Vault 7, it gives Ring 0 access to the Jews, which is machine code level. This may sound like conspiracy theory, but this is proven. This is true. Everyone who has ever visited even the least bit woke site, that is flagged. If you don't think that there's a profile for each and every one of us that has a cell phone or uses a computer regularly, you're out of your mind. Now, let's get back to the issue here. So, dialectical perfidy is the tool of the Jews. If you've read Mein Kampf, you'll understand they make the issue into something that has two impossible sides. Either no one stands up or everyone gets doxxed or something like that. Basically, what I'm saying is the Jews, especially the top level ones, especially in the Mossad and the other intelligence services, have the ability to dox everybody. Every single person. They have our docs. Every single one of us that knows about the Jews, everyone that's critical about the Jews or even has tried to anonymously visit sites, even the VPN doesn't protect you. It will not protect you from Ring 0 access to your processor. And this is all processors pretty much since 2004 and 5 and going back earlier than that. Cisco routing equipment, our NSA has pulled Call Home to Israel ROM chips out of the gigabit Ethernet ports. We are completely compromised electronically. If you've ever done anything in the least bit woke electronically, they know. Now, this is akin to a hostage situation. Let's say that the hostage taker is especially perverse and he has the power to kill everyone in the room, but he chooses to make other people kill other people. This is the same thing with doxing. So if you are, you've seen these movies like Jigsaw or Saw or whatever, where they try and get the different people that are trapped or taken hostage to take care of each other. Well, ultimately, the person who's the hostage taker can just take down everyone. Sorry, just a moment. Sorry, just a moment. Okay, good. The point is, if the hostage taker just starts giving out, if the hostage taker just starts taking out hostages one by one, well, at that point, I'm sorry, don't speak. I'm streaming. I will call you back. Just a moment. Okay. So, sorry, the three different phones all got called. Someone trying to get a hold of me here. Um, the point I'm making is there's a reason why they haven't mass doxed everyone. There's a reason why they haven't used their intelligence to dox us all. And it's because there are too many of us. And so when it's made to look like individuals are doxing other individuals or something, ultimately the hostage taker could just start going after each of the hostages if he wants, but he wants to do it piecemeal, and he wants to make it look like other hostages are responsible. In different bank robberies and stuff or hostage situations, the hostage taker will often try to convince the different people in the room or in the hostage situation that other hostages are at fault when he quote unquote has to make an example of someone. This is the same thing with the docs thing. We know that the Jews have the docs on everyone who is even in the least bit woke. Go ahead, test with your phone. Test the marketing systems they have. For if they can use it for marketing, they're using it for spying, guaranteed. Talk about LASIK eye surgery around your phone, even when it's turned off, and then watch the LASIK ads start coming in to your phone. Talk about a trip to New Zealand. Talk about all of this stuff. Talk about anything. Wax autistic on any one topic for 10 minutes around your phone, even if it's turned off. And then watch the ads pour in. What I'm saying is they're trying to get us to blame each other for doxing, and they're trying to get us to dox each other. Ultimately, they have the power to dox all of us. Think about that. If they have the power to do it, why aren't they doing it? And they want us divided. They want us conquered. That's how the Jews rule. If you read any of the operating documents on how these Jews rule through division and conquer, divide and conquer, and artificial divides and dialectical perfidy is how the Jews rule. That's how they do it. And, you know, this is like charging out of a trench when there's a machine gun opposing you from the enemy lines. If everyone gets up and overwhelms the enemy position, they'll take it. But if one by one, a guy here, a guy there stands up, he's going to get mowed down. What the Jews do not want is a mass dox. What the Jews do not want is everyone feeling like there's no point in not just risking it, or that they don't want us to have a feeling of overwhelming them. Ultimately, they're less than 2% of the population, and of that 1.7%, only about 10, 15, 20, 30, at most 40% of them are actively involved in doing what they're doing. I have spoken to Jazz Hands. Jazz Hands McFeels confirms that what I'm saying is true. He confirms that the Jews at top levels have the docs on everyone. You don't believe me? Go to the TRS guys and do a super chat or something and ask, Jazz Hands, did you admit to Patrick Little that the Jews have the docs on everyone that uses cell phones or that's even the slightest bit woke? Mike Enoch's a programmer. I've spent time with him. He knows this too. Everyone knows this that has any exposure to hardware or software. And now, if you think before you start saying, oh, Pat's pro-doxing or Pat's going to dox everyone, no. Because then I would be divided from my supporters. But what I'm saying is if Jews have the ability to dox everyone, and they're not doing it because too many people know, and they don't want the Goyim to know that the rest of the Goyim know. Ask Jazz Hands, ask Mike Enoch if what I have said here is not true. The Jews at top levels have the docs on every single one of you, and even the people that don't like me that are woke in other ways, they have the docs on you too. Think long and hard why they haven't used this. Think. Use your logic. You can verify everything I've said here, and I ask you to do so. Trust, but verify. Or don't trust, but still verify. Have a good one, Goyim. I've got a long drive ahead of me now. It was a flop down here in Newport. I had a few tactics I tried to use. I didn't want to be live streaming high school kids. I didn't want, so I was outside of a high school where I had a sign, the Bill of Rights applies to whites, where I left the I out of whites, which was supposed to be a way to make the white kids think about their sense of identity. Anyhow. Yeah, I have to get driving now. I've got a long drive ahead of me. Please email pat@littlerevolution.us. There is an Armenian National Socialist that was killed by Jewish assassins in California. He's buried in Fresno. Typhus was on my team until I got into it with TRS. Reach out to Typhus and tell him to email pat@littlerevolution.us and ask him the name of the Armenian that was killed by the Jews for pointing out that the Young Turks were Jewish. Thank you and have a good night. Have Typhus email me with the name and the location of the Armenian who was killed by a Jewish assassin.